mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Coming up, Leanne McAdoo went out on the streets of Austin and said, should the word fiesta be banned? Should all Mexican food be banned? Universities are banning it everywhere, having Mexican fiesta parties and tacos, saying it's racist. I just thought it was a theme of a party, like you have a Hawaiian luau party. It's not because you hate Hawaiians, it's because it sounds fun. Then you go out and get all the little tiki torches and the little Hawaiian stuff to put on the drinks and the little pool parties. Is that against... I think we should ban it. Because if one person is offended that universities are having fiesta parties, we should ban Fiesta food stores that are across the Southwest. We should ban Fiesta Texas. That's obviously racist. The word party is racist. This is 1984, where they're reducing the language down. And I see people on Infowars.com commenting this, going, look at these dumb liberals. A, they're not liberals. They're authoritarian fascists, control freaks that want to control language. And B, they are just right in 1984 reducing everything down where you can't even communicate with anybody. And everything is a political faux pas so that you are just in a catatonic state of inaction, unable to do anything, thinking it's offensive. And I've told the stories of hearing people. Somebody says, hey, let's get Chinese food. Everybody's like, shh. At first, it's, you don't call it the Orient, you call it Asia. You don't call it Asia, you call it the East. You don't say African American now, you say this. It's just all, how do I please you? Well, you turn your guns in. You pay more taxes to Warren Buffett. That's how you prove you're not racist. And you give money to Planned Parenthood to abort the minority babies to prove you're not racist. Okay? And, you also are a Nazi collaborator like George Soros, a famous one, and then you get awards from the ADL. But if you fight the Nazis, the ADL will list you, okay? And the government will send white supremacists that are government-controlled after you if you're Alex Jones. And then the Southern Poverty Law Center will imply you're a racist while they send the white supremacists after you who are proven to be government agents. And Arnold Schwarzenegger will dress up in Nazi outfits and wear death's head belts, Nazi belts, and say that he loves Hitler to Rolling Stone magazine and wants to be a dictator, and he'll get ADL awards. But if you make a movie about Christ and make one comment you're baited into about Jews, you'll be crucified. That's all political correctness is, ladies and gentlemen, is a weapon to control people and to end speech and to shut down the society. So that piece is coming up. Leanne McAdoo did another report. I think I'm going to have time to air. Leanne McAdoo, child sacrifice goes mainstream. We're going to air that report. We got Joel Gilbert coming up with a bunch of breaking news about his research across the true state of the country and what's happening with the economy. But we are going to, again, come back to the next segment and get into the really big news of the continued attempted cover-up of what really happened in Connecticut with the Sandy Hook shooting. Now, continuing here with the news, very important article from the Financial Times of London, and that's even more important than the Wall Street Journal, in my opinion. This is a real elitist publication that openly calls for world government. But in this, they say hedge fund titans are testing the quality of U.S. democracy. If branches of government bow to big business, public policy will be decided by the highest bidder. Well, that's the plan. More money, more bribes, bigger bribes, more bribes and bigger bribes. And then it just goes on to break down how it's a revolving door with the big hedge funds, the hedge fund hyenas, and the big investment banks, literally just overthrowing the entire U.S. government. Well, they've done that in England as well. That's why all the billionaires, record levels, are moving to London, because you can go there and incorporate and pay almost no taxes. But the average Brit pays some of the highest taxes in the world, not compared to France, but they're in the top bracket there of high taxes. But not the rich guys. They're not going to pay.
In the near future.
When you realize how fake it all is, is, the football, the basketball.
Alert. Security alert. This is Homeland Security. Analysis. InfoWars building independent media operation.
We let the worst people get controlled and tell us that we are the ones responsible.
Prime directive. Discredit Alex Jones.
Jones is the wildly popular conspiracy theorist.
It's a popular conspiracy theory talk show called InfoWars.
I don't know what he is, except a conspiracy theorist.
Targeting of patriots engaged.
They are never going to stop. They're never going to deviate from their program until we stop them.
Block free iPhone app at Infowars.com. Block free podcast and video feed. Imperative. Destroy Prison Planet TV.
You gotta set your eye on the enemy, not worry about what propaganda they put out. Intellectually, it's begun. You can feel it.
A chemical spill contaminating the water supply in 9 West Virginia counties.
This year alone, over 300,000 people in West Virginia had their drinking water contaminated.
What are the health effects of having these drugs in our drinking water?
It's forced medical treatment without the consent of residents.
My friends, water filtration is one of the most basic actions you can take to protect you and your family from the harmful toxins and heavy metals in your tap water.
On average, the county says it sprays with the glyphosate at least once a week.
Few filters cut out the glyphosate that is found in water supplies worldwide. Remove pesticides, herbicides, chloramines, hydrofluorosilicic acid, sodium hexafluorosilicate.
Fluoride, it is in tea, it's in coffee, it's in water, it's in bread, it's in toothpaste.
It is our responsibility to protect our families. The establishment's not going to do it. It's time to take action. It's time to filter our water. Visit InfoWarsStore.com and use promo code WATER to get 10% off their entire family of incredible products. Or call toll-free 888-253-3139. This is Alex Jones for InfoWarsLife.com. The latest in preparedness is now here. An electrically stabilized colloidal silver solution that can be added to both your home cabinet and preparedness pack alike. Concentrated to 30 parts per million in what has been dubbed the Survival Silver Solution. The new InfoWars Life Silver Bullet Colloidal Silver is the answer for you and your family. And it's entirely free of toxic artificial additives that are loaded into many products. The InfoWars Life Silver Bullet Silver is so powerful that it is concentrated into a 2-ounce bottle and is not recommended for extended continual use. This is not a low-grade formula. We are working with one of the top laboratory manufacturers in the United States to bring you the best form of colloidal silver using electrical processes within a base of deionized water for your preparedness storage or your home kitchen. Purchase your bottle of InfoWarsLife.com Silver Bullet Colloidal Silver today and find other amazing supplements at InfoWarsLife.com.
The Genesis Communications Radio Network proudly presents The Alex Jones Show, because there's a war on for your mind.
Gentlemen, we have massive breaking news here dealing with the First Amendment in this country. If you look at the situation in Connecticut with the Sandy Hook shootings that were used to collectively put guilt on the American people and imply that gun owners collectively had murdered a bunch of little children in an elementary school, you could see it was a psyop. It's come out that Bloomberg put out emails the day before saying, get ready with our Twitter, with our media, to have a big push against guns the next 24 hours. Very suspicious. Then you've got the local regional SWAT team people hiding out in the woods in the same outfits as the supposed shooter. You've got the whole story changing. And the most incriminating is you got the helicopter footage of the people, with their hands up coming out of the school in the evacuation hours after it supposedly happened, going in circles in and out of the school. Going in circles. They've torn down the school now. They've declared state secrets on the photos, the video. There's weird Anderson Cooper video where he claims he's there on the ground at the town square and he turns bigger than Dallas and it's a green screen. He's shimmering around the edges. His nose disappears. You can see flowers and things blowing in the wind, and then they do it again. It's the same footage being looped behind them. I mean, I don't know what happened there, but I know Anderson Cooper is admittedly a member of the Central Intelligence Agency. And they send him out on the disinfo pieces. He's been caught 3 times in the last couple of years with fake massacre videos on CNN from Syria, fake shootings where they'll have the feed going, now I shoot, now I stage it, dragging dead bodies around. This is the stuff they do. So we know they've been caught running false flags. The Turkish government's been caught staging attacks against itself. That's BBC, run by the same globalists. So this is important. Well, a former state police officer who's run one of the largest and accredited school safety drill systems, school safety training centers. They go around consulting at universities, you name it, big ones right here in Texas, but all over the country. This guy's got a long career. Wolfgang W. Halbig is executive director of the National Institute for School Workplace Safety. He's recently formed a new safety and security company, WK and Associates. Previously, he worked in public education as a teacher, dean, assistant principal, director of an alternative school, the director for school safety and security of the Seminole County Public School District and school district of approximately 65,000 students. Mr. Halbig has been in law enforcement experience, former state police officer in Florida, a trooper, and the United States Customs inspector. As a result of his unique background in both law enforcement and education, Mr. Halbig has been invited to provide presentations and keynotes to a variety of audiences, including the National Education Law Conference, the National School Board Association, the Oklahoma School Board Association, the Illinois School Board Association, the New York State School Board Association, Florida School Board Association. I'm not going to go over the fact that he's consulted for 8,000 school districts worldwide, been on Good Morning America, NBC Dateline. He's not a kooky guy, and I haven't asked him this, but I bet him asking questions the last year, just looking at it and studying, and I bet he's lost a lot of business with the system. But he doesn't care. I'm guessing that's... I know how the system works. I don't know that. I'll ask him out in a minute. But he's the exact type of expert witness you want, who goes against his own interest monetarily to go out and tell the truth. Now, here's the bombshell news. This is in Discovery.com. Newtown School Board shuts down conspiracy theorist. That's people that don't believe the official story of known liars. If you believe you built your own business and Obama says you're a conspiracy theorist. If you believe Obamacare is increasing premiums, you're a conspiracy theorist, even though it is. People, including myself, that complain to TSA about being groped, when you say, hey, your own studies say you haven't stopped one terrorist, they'll say, oh, a conspiracy theorist. Being informed, knowing how to read a book, knowing how to tie your shoelaces is a conspiracy theory. If you know that mother's milk helps grow children's brains much better, all the studies show it, you're a conspiracy theorist. If you think cell phones are increasing brain cancer when all the studies show it, you're a conspiracy theorist. If you're concerned, you're a conspiracy theorist. Well, no, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, ladies and gentlemen. I am a skeptic of known liars. But in a world of universal deception and universal lies, telling the truth is a revolutionary act, to quote George Orwell, a.k.a. George Orwell, Eric Blair. So here's the headline: School Board shuts down conspiracy theorists. Now, they've shot footage of this, and Wolfgang's making a documentary, but he said he'll send us the raw footage. As soon as it gets here, make copies on memory stick or whatever, we will get a special report out, because this needs to be seen, of them being shut down at the school board, then trying to go to United Way and others that famously suck up the Oklahoma City money, the 9/11 money for themselves, and give it to anti-gun groups. That's how this whole scam works. United Way, Red Cross, I mean, they're just vicious organizations. A lot of good people work for them and do good work, but back when I first covered this like 15 years ago, nobody believed me. They're well-known scamsters, basically Democratic Party operations. But the bottom line here is that then the police blocked him from going in a public building that by law he's supposed to be allowed into. So Wolfgang joins us to cover what's happened to him currently, and now he's being blocked from investigating. He's been visited repeatedly by, quote, law enforcement telling him he better back off. They're acting scared to death, folks. Okay? They're acting scared to death about this big production they put on there. And the good news is the majority of people I see across the board and I meet do not believe any of this stuff anymore. Now, we'll get back into after he recaps what just happened.